My best friend's fiancé hates me and is doing everything in her power to make me feel like an outcast at her wedding, and I didn't understand why until my best friend caved and told me everything. Part 2. I wish you were a girl. Not blaming him, but there is no way you said some crazy stuff like that. I almost thought he was joking, but he had a stone face. No wonder she hates me, and that makes me wish I would have spoke up sooner. I told him how whatever he said was not okay. I also told him that if he knew he said something like that, out of everyone, he should have known that she would feel some kind of way. He tried to excuse it by saying that he thought no one would remember and it was just something that would pass. Let me clarify that Finn and I have never had anything going on. I don't even know why something like that would be said, and it still feels unbelievable to me. Now I can sort of understand where Sarah is coming from, but then again, if this guy were to say something like that, why would you even go after him? If you do end up with this guy, why are you going after the person who he said those things about like it's their fault? If there was a problem that obviously Sarah felt some way about, she should have talked to him or even me and we could have spoke about it. Says the guy who sat quietly for this long. I know. Anyways, to sum up the rest of our conversation, we ended up understanding that there is a problem that at least he and Sarah need to address. He told me he'd call later today after they sit down and have a talk. Every so often, I laugh because what kind of confession is I wish he was a girl? Dude, no. Before anyone asks, no, I didn't ask him if he still felt that way because that's just a can I don't want to open. I'll be sure to update you all whenever he talks to Sarah and hopefully we can find some sort of common ground. Update 2 to 3 days later. So, I guess it's safe to say that the wedding is off. Anyways, after Saturday, Finn told me he'd call me that night after he spoke to his fiancée, Sarah. Well, that never happened. Sunday dinner rolled around and everyone came by. I knew he had spoke to Sarah because she was giving me a death glare from across the table. Alright, now you're starting to piss me off. We get through dinner and now everyone had just been in conversation. At some point, Finn pulled both me and Sarah outside to the backyard. There was a long silence, but then Finn cleared his throat and then the conversation went something like this. Finn, do it. Sarah, I already told you, I'm not doing anything. Me, what does she have to do? Finn, she needs to apologize about everything so we can all be fine. Sarah, I did nothing wrong. Your relationship is weird. My name is weird. His relationship with your family is weird, and I should be the one making you apologize. Me, I get why you're upset, but things Finn said in the past are not my fault, and I'm sure there are some things people say where they're drunk that they don't. So at this point, Sarah got red in the face and just began screaming. Watching this play out in real time, the first thought in my head was she needs a dang exorcism. Most of what she was saying couldn't even be understood, but I made out things like he effing knew and why would you tell him you said that, I knew you two had something going on. What the? Well, at that point Finn's parents and siblings had finally came outside because of Sarah and they asked what's going on. I try to explain, but Sarah just starts screaming that I'm a dirty dog that needs to be put down. I guess to cool the situation down, after a little convincing Finn's mom is able to get Sarah into the house. Finn's sister also went inside with them, leaving only me, Finn, Finn's older brother, and Finn's dad outside. I explain my side of the story and then Finn explains his side. We spoke about the talk Finn and I had at my apartment on Saturday. He received some teasing for the weird comment he made about me, but the conversation became serious again. Eventually Finn's mom and sister come back outside. They say that Sarah is in the bathroom cleaning herself up. His mom starts the conversation with, "Are you two messing around?" I'm floored. I fill her in on everything she is yet to know. I tell her that I've never flirted, kissed, or doing anything else that was not platonic with Finn. I'm guessing Sarah was listening in through the back door instead of just coming out, because as soon as the words left my mouth she came out screaming at me that I'm a liar. I ask her at what point have I ever made her feel like I'm chasing after Finn. I mean I'm helping to fund their damn wedding. Finn parents are trying to help her understand that everything is being misunderstood, but she isn't having it. She kept yelling until the point where Finn had to pull her aside. It started off as a yelling match between them, but then things finally began to calm down and I thought she understood and we could talk it out. Right? Wrong. I was surprised when she walks back over like everything is fine and slaps me. After the long period of silence and shock, I was just done and I was like I'm out. Finn and Sarah begin yelling at each other again, but at that point I couldn't have cared any less. I head back inside to grab my things cause I'm done with the situation. Eventually Sarah screams at Finn, go from calling him names to her saying I'm sorry and give it back. Finn yelled at her to stop. Hell, even I was scared and I didn't even do anything. He then said something like I let you have the wedding how you wanted. I've never given you a reason to doubt me. The fact that you're just yelling and screaming here like a toddler is honestly something I'm not looking for in a partner. You make up this fake scenario in your head, and why? What good does that do? You're pissed about a comment made at a party before we even dated, and that is crazy to me. You won't apologize. You won't listen. I should have took the ring the moment you slapped him. Nobody in this house has ever disrespected everyone else like you've done today. Finn came inside as well, and began grabbing his things. He told his parents that he's gonna sleep in his old bedroom upstairs for a few nights, which they were fine with. I knew Sarah had driven over with him, and before anything, no matter what they went through he should make sure he gets her home safe. After I spoke to him about taking her home he agreed. Everyone had finished grabbing their things around the same time with me, Finn, Sarah, and his siblings all heading to our cars at the same time. The entire time, I was surprised but not interested when Sarah began apologizing to me. I mean, I didn't even want her to apologize in the first place, but just treat me with the kindness I offered to her. Why did we have to go through all of this for you to realize that you're just being downright nasty? I'm not sure if she's been cheated on in the past or if it's some kind of trauma or something, but it's also not for me to figure out. Finn ended up dropping her off, and I'm guessing he called me by the time he got back to his parents' place. I didn't even answer because I was just tired and the entire confrontation drained me. It definitely could have went better, and I hope that this would be something that could be easily fixed. Instead it destroyed a relationship which I feel shitty about. It's Monday afternoon and there is still no word on if Finn and Sarah have even spoke to each other this morning. I haven't spoken to anyone this morning either, but Finn did send me a few TikTok videos. I think it's just sad because even with the way she treated me, I think their relationship was a beautiful thing, and it sucks that things such as jealousy and misunderstandings can be silent killers to a relationship. I thank you all for the advice and for pushing me towards talking to someone about this. I wish things could have ended differently, but as some of you said, this should be a wake-up call towards both Finn and I. I'm not sure what will come of everything. Maybe they will reconcile eventually, but I think for now the wedding may be off. Final update, 1 week later. I'm guessing Finn did take notes from you all because he spoke for a long period about how she has things that she needs to work on before looking for a relationship, with some of them being the ability to love herself and dealing with her mental health, as well as she is clearly not in a good state. There was a lot more, but that is just to make a long story short. She asked him was there really no chance that things could work out between them. He told her no, not only because of what he had just said, but because she disrespected him, me, and the rest of his family. He told her he should have put his foot down a long time ago, and it's just as much his fault as it is hers that things got this far. As far as me and Finn's relationship goes, I feel really happy. I feel like I got my best friend back, and it's crazy how you don't realize how different the energy in friendships become when you are in situations like that for that long. Maybe the two of us along with the rest of the family should take a trip somewhere, taking time for ourselves. I think this whole situation has been very eye-opening for both me and Finn, and there needs to be some changes, especially with us and our communication, because as you all said, it wouldn't have gotten this far had we spoke on it. That's pretty much it. I think that Sarah definitely needs to get her shit together, but we also have to better ourselves as well, and some of you have made me very aware of the pushover I can be. This will most likely be the last update, but before I go I'll answer some of your questions that I felt shouldn't go ignored.